How's it going, Crusaders? Welcome back to another sermon. Today we're checking out Jesus' Identity, Part 3. I got a new phone, so the video quality kind of looks better on my side. Not quite sure about your all's, but nonetheless, I feel like it does look a little bit better. So I do believe this will be the last of the Jesus' Identity series. This is Part 3. Got a little bit to go over today, and as always, I'm very happy and blessed to be able to do the Jesus series. And once again, thank you, Samara. So, guys, today we're going to check out, right off the bat, we're going to talk about how Jesus is God. So, I also reposted, I haven't posted in about a year, but the YouTube page. I know a lot of people don't really have YouTube pages these days, but I did post that on there because, as I said in my post, talking about God puts a huge target on your back, and not a lot of people like that. So I do want to post the videos on YouTube. Just in case anything ever happens to this page. I truly hope that that's not the case, but nonetheless, if something does happen, there will be a backup where all the videos will be on there, and I will still be posting over there if something was to ever happen. Another thing I want to talk about was the Wagon Wheel Worship Project. Was very happy to get to do that. I hope everybody got to see that. And next we're going to be going to Suzanne's house, which is another halfway house. So I know I digress. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. As I said, we're going to be talking about Jesus is God. Using my wife's coffee cup. Hope everybody got a good laugh at that. So, guys, in John 1, verses 1 through 18, the passage begins with the declaration that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. We've talked about that at my church a lot. I'm sure that you guys have heard about this passage, have read this passage, studied it, whatever the case may be. But if you haven't, this is really something that you should check out. It emphasizes that all things were made through him, and without him, nothing was made that has been made. So the Word is described as, in him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. John the Baptist is introduced as a witness to the light, preparing the way for Jesus. The passage culminates with the statement that the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we have seen his glory, a glory that is like the glory of the Father, full of grace and truth. It highlights that grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. The Word, though created through him, did not recognize him, and those who were in his own did not recognize him. As you can tell, the door is open. That's usually why I shut the door, so the cat doesn't get in here. Next, we're going to talk about Jesus reveals his true identity. Right back into John. We're checking out John 6, verses 32 through 35. Jesus contrasts the physical bread from Moses, which they call manna, with the true bread from heaven, which is himself, offering eternal life to those who come to him and believe. He declares, I am the bread of life, which, once again, I'm sure a lot of people watching this have heard. Inviting people to find their lasting satisfaction and nourishment in him. Jesus is the bread of life. That's something that's talked about a lot. The next thing I want to check out is Jesus's glorification. Once again, in John. In John 12, verses 1 through 19. 6 days before Passover, Jesus arrives in Bethany, where Lazarus, and this is one of my favorite stories. I've talked about this multiple times. I can never get sick of this story. If you haven't heard this story, you should really check this out. So, where Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead, lived with his sisters Martha and Mary. A dinner is prepared for Jesus, and Mary, taking a pound of expensive nard, anoints his feet with oil, filling the house with fragrance. Judas, who is in charge of the money, objects to Mary's actions, suggesting the oil could have been sold and the money given to the poor. Jesus defends Mary's actions, stating that she has done what was fitting and that he will soon be gone, while the poor will always be with them. The next day, a large crowd, having heard Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead, goes to meet him as he enters Jerusalem, waving palm branches and shouting, "Hosanna!" and "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." Quite ironic because it's Holy Week at church, and this is one of the things that we were talking about with the palm branches and stuff like that, but this goes right along with Jesus's identity. So Jesus rides into Jerusalem on a donkey, fulfilling prophecy that the Messiah would come on a donkey. At first, Jesus' disciples do not understand the significance of these events, but they will later understand them after Jesus is glorified. The crowd that has been with Jesus while he raised Lazarus continue to bear witness to his miracles. The Pharisees, seeing the growing popularity of Jesus, say to one another, "See, this is getting us nowhere. Look how the whole world has gone after him." Next thing I want to check out. I really want to dive into that, but I have before. Let's just leave it at that. God has plans for you. This is the next thing that I want to check out. So this will be the last thing that I'm going to go over today in the Jesus's Identity Part 3. And this is that God has plans for you. So in Revelation 5, verses 1 through 10, the vision depicts a scroll written inside and out and sealed with 7 seals, held in the right hand of God. An angel proclaims that no one in heaven, earth, or under the earth is worthy to open the scroll and break its seal. One of the elders tells John that the Lamb, talking about Jesus, who was slain, is worthy to take the scroll and open its seals. The elders and the 4 living creatures sings a new song, praising the Lamb for his sacrifice, which ransomed people from every tribe, language, people, and nation, making them a kingdom and priest to God, who will reign on earth. So, I do want to dive in this a little bit deeper, not just go over it. So, the lion and the lamb. The lamb who was slain is also described as the Lion of the tribe of Judah, representing both power and sacrifice and the fulfillment of God's promises. The next thing I want to look at is the 7 seals. This represents God's judgments and future events, which are revealed through the Lamb's actions. Next thing, let's look at redemption and worship. This passage emphasizes that the Lamb's role in redemption and the joy of the redeemed who are now able to worship and serve God. And finally, the last thing that I want to check out in today's sermon, Crusaders, is the Lamb's authority and the Lamb's ability to open the scroll and break the seals signifies his authority and power, which comes through his sacrifice. Crusaders, I've made 3 videos going on Jesus's identity. And to be honest, without exaggeration, without a joking nature, and with complete seriousness, I could probably make 300 more videos just going over Jesus's identity. But this is a 3-part series going over his identity that, in a nutshell and very, very, very summed up, explains who he was, who he is, and what he will forever be. Crusaders, this Jesus series, I hope that each and every single person watching this can go along this journey on your own, figure out who he was, how he lived, what his day-to-day life was like, and just who he was inside and out, every single thing that he done, every single thing that he has planned. Crusaders, this is just something that you hear about Jesus your entire life. You hear story after story, blessing after blessing, miracle after miracle, but all you're looking at is the cover of a book, and you're missing and not realizing so much. And I don't have room to talk. A month and a half ago, whenever I started this, I was the exact same. All I knew about Jesus was what I was told and what I was seeing. I never truly dived in. I mean, I've done sermons and Bible studies and stuff like that, but I'm still in Genesis on the Bible study, and on the sermons, you're only reading parts of things, and this is just completely separate and completely different from anything that I've done, seen, or witnessed. And, as multiple pastors would tell you, don't take my word for it. Look it up yourself. And this is exactly what I'm going to tell you all as well. Dive into Jesus. Dive into his word and every fact about him. Look it up yourself, because nobody's going to be able to do that for you better than you can. So I know I love to digress, but this is something that you really should do on your own. I'm just happy to get to do it. So Crusaders, that's all I've got for today. I will catch you all Monday for the Bible study, and I hope you all are enjoying the Jesus series just as much as I am. Thanks, Crusaders.